hospitality industry, I feel commitment is extremely important. So new things are coming, just learn and move on.
Wow, what a celebrity, Sourish. The role of a learning and development manager can be challenging yet interesting. In our today's podcast, we are going to have the Industry Learning and Development Manager, Sourish Bishnu Jana, and in this conversation, we welcome your comments and suggestions. Hi, this is Aljira Pereira from IRA Inspirations, and if you like today's episode, please like, share, and subscribe. To some people, they work just because they've been referred by somebody in that particular job. Some people work just because they like the uniform of that industry. And some people, they work just because they don't find any other job. But to few, it is a vocation that they are living. And one such vocation living person is Sourish Bishnu Jana. To Ira Inspirations, we feel that he is a celebrity who can inspire you all. With a phenomenal industry experience, an award winning person of best learning professional, and a creative writer. Sourish, I welcome you in our podcast today, Learn, Lead, Learn by Ira Inspirations. Tell us more about you.
Thank you, for inviting me to your show. I feel so privileged to be part of this lovely show. I'm a simple L&D professional. You have hyped actually about award winning and all. Of course, that came on my way in these close to 18 years of journey. Had been associated with a couple of very good brands like Accor Group, Intercontinental Group, Radisson Group, Sarovar Group, Taj Group, and finally at present I am with Atmosphere Group. So all those groups have given me that dynamics of learning and development in a different way altogether. That shaped me what today I am. And I'm sure in upcoming days also this is going to go more progressed way.
I'm sure you have the challenging journey as well as very much happening kind of journey during your work role. So how does your day look like at a work?
So it's like first it goes in such a way like I will have my scheduled training by default that I start with. Then I will have the quality audits which goes on the shop floors. That's the time where I'm able to see when the training happens and how the people are performing. These are things which goes every day, time to time. Of course, by end of the day, I land up with those documentations, reports, which is there as part of my mandatory day-to-day activities. However, more it remains with the trainings itself, whether it is a brand training, whether it is a department specific trainings. I get engaged with that.
What is that unique thing that you do to shape the skills of your staff?
For me, what I find is if you get to know your team very well, you understand what is the need for them, then the training delivery becomes very easy. For example, if somebody is in a supervisor category or maybe a managerial category, he or she has got a good knowledge and very enthusiastic, and you're trying to train him or her again, that may not make the sense. So understanding them and identifying the need first, that makes it more unique, and it becomes very easy for me to deliver.
It's nice. Do you remember any such kind of incidents when you have trained somebody and you you think that this is the purpose why I'm here? Like you feel really wow about that.
Oh yes, in fact, this I would cite an important example here. Just recently, we had those culture launch. We had colleagues, those who are here for 7 years, 8 years. In fact, there are some colleagues, those who are here for 10 years, which is really a very good sign. But the fact is, when culture rollout was happening along with those values, there are many people, they were not so confident about saying what is the culture about, how the values are being, interpreted through culture. And then that's the point where you realize that the training must be provided, that proper way how the culture and values are being really blended together. And then we took a series of training on that. And trust me, with the value and cultures at present, everybody knows all four values of our atmosphere brand, and everywhere they talk about it, they get into the culture bites, which normally came in force from the corporate as a follow-ups. All of them know what they are talking about. So that makes me really very happy that yes, they are into it.
I was reading one of your articles, and it really inspires me, and I want to know more about this ABCD of learning.
Oh, lovely. That's something I always believe it, because I was being inspired by one of my food and beverage faculty long back when I was as a student, somewhere in 2002. So he said a few things to grow in life and to establish yourself in this industry for a long run, something to really follow. And I kind of summed up in my way and then gave the name like ABCD. For me, that A, which is very important, is the attitude one. That's the holding the positive attitude, because it's an attitude which shows the person who he or she is. And being in L&D, if attitude goes little wrong way, definitely it's a different path, not a L&D path actually. The second one for me is the behavior. Now, behavior, everybody says that's a common one, that's a basic one, that's okay. But for me, the L&D person's behavior is something you are giving a signal that you are a role model for many people. The way you speak, the way you spell out the words, the way you are distributing the knowledges to the people, they are going to learn from you and take it further. And that's why this behavior makes a huge sense here. And a little wrong in the behaviors, definitely L&Ds will not be suitable in this. The third one is most fascinating for me. This is something little inherent for me. However, I have added to my professional quality also. The C is for commitment. When I talk about commitment, it's all about the loyalty. It's all about if you promise somebody, or if you are relying, somebody is relying on you that this task to be done, somebody is believing you that you are going to really complete the task, you have to do this because somebody is counting on you. Only one word, that is commitment. I feel this counts my loyalty, this counts my accountability. So everything counts. In this industry, hospitality industry, I feel commitment is extremely important. Because in many cases, many places, you'll find people will promise, okay, fine, I will get the things done. I will provide the services. I will ensure these things are done. And if it is not done, you can imagine how the consequences will be there. Okay, so commitment remains really one of the important. And the fourth one, D, that for me at present, I find D is the discipline one. Being in a L&D now at present, what D stands for me is that punctuality, that discipline in all aspect. Can be a personal front, can be in even professional front also. If I schedule a training at some point of time, it has to be done in that way. If I promise somebody that, okay, fine, this is the series of event is going to be, because based on my words, others also will plan their event, their schedules. So discipline is really, really important. Moreover, a little adverse effect of this discipline is if I break my own discipline, immediately it will take fraction of seconds for others to judge and say, look, he himself is not able to keep his promises and what he is going to teach us or provide us. Right. So these ABCDs, wherever I go, I always follow. At some point of time, yes, when I follow this, I get benefit out of it. But there are many other people who gives an excuse of hassle-bustle life. They flunk it, but I don't do it.
How do you keep yourself motivated? This is such a nice learning journey. I am really liking to talk to you more. So, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Um, it's like over the period of time, it's a practice which I have been doing. Initially, it happened, a lot of external forces. I used to get it, which normally, made me disturbed. But over the period of time, I have undergone actually a lot of conferences, a lot of seminars, in fact, workshops, which made me to, reshape my understanding. One of them was there, one of the workshop, which is really worthy to mention here, is 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey.
Wow.
So I was fortunate to undergo 2 days of workshop in India. Trust me, it was brilliant. Those 7 habits, if one can master step by step, personal life, professional life, both will be improved. It takes time. It's not an overnight journey, but once you master it, and then automatically it will just shape up all your day-to-day life in that way. Keeping that in mind, eventually nowadays I just to motivate myself, I am into a little bit of fitness, not that hi-fi going to the gym and then spending more time on that, but in a normal one. Okay, the morning fitness of going for morning walk, because I'm in an island now which is 2.5 kilometer long. So up and down, if I go and come 5 kilometers, so which makes me really motivated. One of the aspect in 7 habits, it was there. So that's I'm just trying to live by it. And trust me, it helped me out to keep my mental health very strong.
Amazing, amazing. I think I would like to request you to give us a section with regards to the 7 habits as well, because the way you speak is really inspiring. I'm sure our viewers are also getting inspired more and more.
It is indeed, yes.
Would you also like to highlight some recreational activities that you do apart from working?
So one of these is recreation for me is spending little time on the fitness, which is there by default. And eventually recently we started writing workshop. I'm being part of this writing workshop, which basically takes my little personal time to think about it and engaged in this writing. A long back I used to write diaries, every day's incidents, so all the things are happening, good, bad, ugly, everything with me, so I used to jot it down. But now professionally I have been associated with this writer Nama named one organization basically. These two are actually taking most of my time other than the work, and I'm happy with it. One is, of course, the physical health kind of, another one is kind of mental health. Yeah, these two.
Wow, that's really good to know. So, what type of writing do you usually write? You write poetry, so you write short stories. What do you like?
It is actually short stories. For me, writing is, I mean, I can't imagine and then write something. I try to write something which is connected to the real life stories. Either I have observed somewhere, or it is related to me, or something is happening with me, so that I can really think and imagine what all thing happened and I can put it down through writing. I love that.
Looking forward to read some when I meet you next.
Very soon.
Okay. So, in your opinion, to become a learning and development manager, what are the skills required?
Uh, for me, there are actually so many. If I need to specify a few, but for me, those ABCD, what I said, those 4 are mandatory. Those 4, if anybody can master it, definitely, they can be the way to this L&D journey. Of course, along with that, the domain skill has to be there. Somebody would like to be in L&D, so definitely, a related field knowledge has to be there. If in a resorts, then definitely the resorts knowledge. So basically, a hotel management professional who would be thorough with the core departments like front office, housekeeping, food and beverage, culinary, has to be there. Other than those basic soft skills, like I said, attitude, the behaviors, the commitment, and the discipline.
Amazing, amazing. What are the key takeaways would you like to give to our inspiring viewers who are planning to have a career in learning and development?
There are actually so many, but to name a few, I would say first one, to be in L&D, according to me, the commitment counts. That's the first thing I would always say that. So as I mentioned earlier, commitment is something which is blended with, you can talk about, the loyalty, the accountability. So the responsibility, this is very important. The second thing I would say is do listen more than speaking or giving opinion or replying. Because being in L&D, we must have our ears for everyone. We need to understand the situations, understand the people, understand what is going around, understand the perspective of others, then we can give our opinion. Because it's very easy to just listen half and then give answer. Or maybe listening without even understanding and giving answer. So listening is very important. Third one, what I would say is maintaining high ethical standards. Because again, people are looking at us to the L&D, the way we provide training, the way we take care of our people, the way we create the development culture in an organizations. If we ourselves are not maintaining an ethical standard, then it's a false representations of everything we are doing. So high ethical standards, very important. And fourth one could be that you have to be humble always. Always be humble. Be honest, be approachable, so that people can come to you. All my tenures in L&D since 2010, everywhere I followed these, that you have to be humble, and due to which it happened, anyone, irrespective of whether it is an associate or even a general manager, they love to come to training room and spend time with L&D manager, just for discussing, just to let it out, vent it out some problems, or to find a best solutions at some point of time. And I find it very beneficial also, because it increases the interpersonal relations also.
Wow, I really like it when you say you have to stay humble. I think this is related to all other fields as well, right?
True.
With over a decade of experience in learning and development, what are your key takeaways? Like, what have you learned?
I learned one thing is, there will be a lot of challenges time to time. With the time, of course, learn everything, learn to overcome, learn to adapt, learn to be with people. If I have the knowledge of 15 years before what I was having, and I can say I'm happy with it, then probably my saturation will be there. So new things are coming, just learn and move on. So I always welcome all new learnings, whether it is a technological, new policies, or new leaders are coming and trying to change the concept. And it's all fun actually. More and more you accept the new learnings, it's good. So keep the mind open and then learn and learn and learn.
Wow, what a celebrity, Sourish. I'm really glad that you are at our show. And in order to wrap up, I would like to just thank all my viewers that they are here to listen to Sourish Jana. And Sourish, would you like to say something before we could wrap up?
About me, I have really spoken here, but I would like to really thank you for highlighting me here. I would like to just give a small message to the viewers that learning and development is a very easy section in hotel industry. I will be more specific to this. What it needs, those ABCD, very important. It's very few people would be able to maintain it. But if you maintain, it's amazing journey. Okay, so that much. So just go on and be in it. It's a very lovely profession to be with, where you can really get the happiness, the real happiness. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my, opinion and, to express my words here. Thank you really so much.
Thank you, Sourish. Thank you for being here. See you again next time. All the best.
Good to me. Thank you.